got, I think the last thing you played was the,
train mission.
No, you got up to where you, Alfred Tyler joins you in defeating the Green Abettes.
No, something like that. Anyway.
Where Tonio and Ethan get trapped.
Something
and
like
they fight
that.
the Bull Brothers.
I don't even remember. Anyway. Oh, hey! Hey, kid. No. Hey! What are you doing? No! Get back here! Get back here! No!
Kalan Rhyme.
Yeah, Ethan's right. I mean, he's not a very intelligent person, but he is good with other people. He's good at understanding other people. Also, we should probably put that hike after this and test run. Hey, Rising Strike level 11. Boom! So not only do you pop them into the air, but you send them flying. It's actually a pretty useful upgrade.
Their guard is down.
It's great for clearing enemies away from you when you need to get them to back off.
Yes, ma'am.
Science can wait.
And does touch on a specialty.
Sadly, she is not in this game. So yes, running around with a spear. Unfortunately, we don't have a photon arc for it yet, which are that's the term for the special attacks.
You know, a lot of people say that her name's supposed to be Tatiana, but everything in the game says Tatjana.
Right. Well, it depends on how they pronounce it in the cutscenes, I suppose.
Because from what I've seen, Tatiana wouldn't have a J in it.
It might. It depends on the language involved. I believe the name is originally Russian. But I could be wrong.
Kind of like baloney. We can spell it Bologna, or actually Bologna.
Yeah. English is a very, interesting language. I mean, it's the kind of language that will find another language, knee it in the crotch, and then rifle through its pockets for loan words and spellings. Also, because we're selfish bastards, we'll just anglicize everything and spell it the way we think it should be spelled and not the way it actually is spelled in the original language. Well,
Stop glitching, Karen!
So spears don't actually do much damage in an area, but they do more focused damage. So they typically have higher attack power, I believe.
They can still attack multiple enemies.
Just not as easily. Also, Ethan, you do not know how to spear. Well, okay, actually he kind of does. He kind of does. You should probably be putting a... He probably should be putting more power into those thrusts. I mean...
And usually we get a purple line along the way somewhere here.
That's armor, correct?
Yep.
Alright. Sweet.
HP plus 19, attack
I
plus
think
7,
there's an item on the ground.
accuracy
back
plus
there.
1, TP plus
Look to
1,
the right.
defense plus 2, evasion plus 1, and mental plus 2.
Yeah, it should be to your right somewhere. I could have sworn I saw a blue thing. Like a weapon drop. To the left? I could have sworn I saw... Nope, okay, guess I was wrong.
Seems like we're level 7, we're already at 236 health.
Yeah. And level ups completely restore your health, right?
In this game, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's... One of the things I like the least about this game is how slowly your photon points recharge.
Okay, so Karen has two similar things, another thing like the Hob, but one is asterisk PHEU, or EW asterisk, and then one is WHEW that. Is there a difference?
Well, the few in asterisks is more to imply, like, going like that.
Whereas the one in actual words
is more like a woo. Okay. Marching in formation. That's the thing they do.
Don't be fooled by appearances. I don't feel right fighting this thing. Blah blah blah. Eat.
First, ask questions later. Okay. Yeah, I mean, going back to what I was saying earlier about the...
Oh yeah, they also have that.
Yeah, fire breath.
No, the chat there.
Oh.
The moving in.
So, back to what I was saying about the enemy designs. Like, they're okay. The issue I have is that, really, the only changes that you ever see to the enemies throughout the game is maybe some slight alterations to the models. Different name, maybe a different element, and their numbers get bigger. There's no real, like... The AI and the tactics for these enemies, they never change. You will be able to identify one particular type of enemy with the exact same animations and a very similar model, and they use the exact same tactics. And I think that's actually kind of disappointing from a gameplay standpoint. Like,
Who, me or Karen?
From a gameplay standpoint, it's actually kind of disappointing to me. I can understand why they did it that way.
Oh, and the second hit here only hits once, but in Ambition of the Illuminous it hits multiple times.
Of Rising Strike?
The second hit.
Okay.
Not sure why.
Probably to add more damage to the attack. But as I was saying, it's disappointing to me for gameplay reasons. I understand why they did it, given the MMO-type design of this game. Like, it was basically intended to be an MMO. And you can't spend a whole bunch of resources on a bunch of different enemies if you have to use enemies in, like, 12 different missions, 12 different dungeons. It's a huge drain on resources. But at the same time...
Oh, and be aware that on some of the story missions as requirements, one of the NPCs can't die.
Oh yeah,
can't get knocked out.
Because you're escorting. You're looking a little pasty in terms of health there.
And in this game, the monomate and dimates are on a fixed thing. Monomates will heal exactly 300 health, and dimates will do 700. But in Phantasy Star Portable and Portable 2, they made it variable. Like, it scales to your level.
Ah, okay, that's cool. So, sorry, back to the design thing about the enemies. Like, one of the better design decisions a game designer can make regarding enemies is evolve the enemy's tactics to make them feel more powerful. You don't necessarily have to change their numbers, just make them feel like more of a threat because they're acting smart. Like, take these guys for example. You don't have to only up their numbers to make them feel like more of a threat. I mean, that's actually kind of boring. like, we're encountering them now, so their tactics are okay at best. But say midway through the game, we want these type of enemies to feel more dangerous. So maybe they'll use their sidestep a bit more to make them harder to hit, and maybe they'll use pack tactics a bit more effectively. Surround one enemy and continually damage them. And then towards the end of the game, they'll be using those pack tactics almost exclusively, and maybe add a couple of new attacks to their repertoire to make them even less predictable.
Repertoire what now?
Repertoire, their move list. Like, instead of just the lunge attack that they might have a short combination attack, or they might trade their flame breath ability for like a grenade type explosion, ranged explosion, or maybe they'll have both. Enemies feel more dangerous and they're more fun to fight when they have better tactics and more options to use, thus requiring the player to fight more intelligently against them.
HP plus 23, attack plus 8, accuracy plus 2, TP plus 5, defense plus 3, evasion plus 2, and mental plus 2. Oh, there goes he just had first blood. So he didn't die like Aaron did.
So yeah, like, well, one example I can think of in terms of making the enemies feel more dangerous by altering their tactics and abilities is Devil May Cry. I know I go back to Devil May Cry quite a bit.
Boss coming up.
Yeah.
At the end of the chapter.
Yep. So I know I go back to Devil May Cry quite a bit, but that's because, and I'm especially thinking of Devil May Cry 3 here, which is probably the best game in the series, not gonna lie. But they make the enemies feel more dangerous by adding new enemy types that have different tactics. Oh, here we go. Ooh, you're an ugly one.
That looks like the alpha seed over there.
So, we gotta purify it, right?
Yes, as long as there are no surprises.
Okay, you say that. You say that like there's not going to be any form of surprise.
What is that?
It's a relic site.
Relics?
They are ancient ruins that are thousands of years old, found scattered throughout the Goral system.
So,
It appears that the
we're gonna get to
seed
play
are
Indiana
often
Jones
found
here
near
soon.
relic sites.
I've never seen
Interesting.
one before.
There is still so much we can learn from them. This may require further investigation. We'll contact headquarters about it later. For now, we have a job to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's a surprise to unfold.
Come on, Ethan, keep with the program. Oh, yeah, hey, wait up.
I was just listening to the music. You guys don't hear that singing? Oh, hi!
Is that Koltova? How did it get so
It looks
big?
like it's mutated from all the contamination. Be careful.
Hi. So yeah, here's our first actual boss.
Ish.
Ow. So once again, I love that bigger enemies have multiple targeting points that you can hit. They essentially have multiple hitboxes, which means you do more damage to them because you're hitting them in more areas. If this is an enemy, you can actually do a lot of damage to with a spear, because spears do a ton of damage, and they have multiple points to hit on the same enemy. Although I believe this is a fire element. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Done. Done like dinner. I don't think we want to, like, actually cook those.
You just might be my
44 seconds.
Woohoo! Agterite.
Temporarily increases attack power.
Ah, right, that's a buff item.
I'm just gonna have
Yeah,
enough
that's pretty
enough
tough.
PP to get a few full rising strikes in.
Yep.
Stop it! Get away from my dad's Koltova!
Your dad's dead.
That thing over there is from your farm?
Can't you see? It's got our farm's brand on its horn. This is my dad's Koltova, okay? So leave us alone. Go
Well, technically it's his gold
Crap.
Dolva now.
Move out of the way, move out of the way!
Let me do it! Let me go!
It's gonna eat you, you dumbass kid!
Look after him. Here, okay. Hey,
See?
over here! Over here!
And see, this is an interesting point of Ethan's character. He immediately goes to the kid and, you know, hands him off to Hugo. Didn't do anything initially. Ethan acts first and thinks later. Oh boy! Didn't think this through! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Yeah, I think.
You reckless fool. What were you thinking?
He wasn't. That's the point. That is what Ethan does. Oh, you. Ugh. I don't think anybody's going to want that batch of Koltova juice.
Kalam!
Look, someone's glad to see you.
I can't thank you enough for this.
Oh, don't worry about it. It was nothing.
Didn't look like nothing to me.
It's dangerous to wander off like that. I was so worried.
I promised my dad that I'd protect his Koltovas, but that's something a cast would never understand.
Wow. What a brat.
Wait! You might need some help there, Ethan.
Kalam. It was foolish of me to think I could take the place of his parents. But I don't know what to do now.
You know, I lost my parents when I was about the same age, too. At the time, I felt like I was all alone in the world.
Oh, hey, another point
It was
of
almost
character
too much to
design
bear.
contributing to characterization.
But
Check out
with the help
Karen's
of
gloves.
people who supported me, I was
You remember
finally
what I
able
said
to
about
get on with my
Ethan's
life.
gloves being
Mom's
fingerless?
sad
And how
alone.
that kind of shows
he doesn't
he's
know how to deal with it.
ready for action?
He's
Karen has the
pushing
same
me away because
same
he's
style of
confused
glove.
and
Not
angry.
the exact same style, but her gloves are
Someone
also
who loves
fingerless.
Finger hold.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether you're a cast or not. What matters is making
And
sure
Hugo
Kalon
sort of has
knows
gloves, I think.
he's not alone.
I believe he does too. I would actually have to get a better look at that. Yeah, despite all of the jewel,
Right there.
like she's got the jewelry. Yeah, he does have gloves.
Go away.
Yeah.
I don't need
See,
you.
they all have those
I
same
don't need
fingerless
anyone.
gloves. They're guardians. They're active.
Let me go. What are you
But-
doing? Let go of me, you stupid.
But I promised Mr. Ryan. I promised your dad I'd look after you.
So, Karen's got this very, like, elegant-looking, I'm not even sure what to call that, a shirt, I guess? She looks very elegant. She's got this flashy, sparkly jewelry, but she still has the fingerless gloves. So we know she's not, you know...
A pushover.
Yeah. We know she's ready and active before she even draws a weapon.
Man, I could get used to this. Helping people out.
We didn't get a
putting
purple
things
line, but
right.
it didn't really affect our outcome.
Which
Yeah.
reminds me, ma'am, I was wondering what you said to Norfei back there.
Nothing that concerns you.
Okay.
So, when did you join the Guardians, ma'am?
This is my 3rd year. I got my license when I was 14.
Huh? What? Let me see. You're the same age as us? You're only 17?
That's right. So I guess you can call me Karen from now on. But don't expect me to make it any easier just because we're all the same age. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can join join a Guardians as slow as age 14.
So, one of the interesting things about characterization there was how Ethan was referring to Karen. He always made sure to refer to her as ma'am, because he was being very respectful. She's his senior. She's clearly more experienced. She's also his instructor. Despite the fact that he's very rough and tumble and pretty informal, he still shows respect to people who are more experienced than he is, and who have what he views as legitimate authority over him. This is, again, it's more of a heroic trait. It's supposed to make us identify with him more and root for him a bit more.
Ethan and his
I
companions,
absolutely
together
love
with the
discussing
archaeologist
characterization.
Dr. Dorson, head to the relics, only to find a
Oh my god, we get to fight a dragon!
What terrible secrets do the relics hold?
I forgot about
And
that.
what does Dr. Dorson know? And who is the mystery man that reveals himself? Next time on Phantasy Star Universe, Relics.
So yeah, there's our session. Good lord. I hope you people can forgive me for being so ranty this time around. I love talking about game design and character design.
Okay, so we went from Art the Last Spotless Paris, where we talked about a lot, to Dragon Quest VIII, Journey of the Cursed King, to where we barely talked at all, to Phantasy Star Universe, where we're talking a lot again.
Yeah, well, and this is a more active game. I admit, I was having trouble actually, like, keeping awake with some of the stuff that was going on in, Dragon Quest VIII, just because the battle system is so slow. And it shows, admittedly, I was not thinking very much about the monster design there, which would have definitely been an interesting point to talk about. I regret missing that opportunity.
Okay, so I think one chapter's enough for now.
Yeah, definitely.
See you guys later.
Yep, we will see you next time.